Hi Anna, Miss Philly, the rest of the real women of Philadelphia. I'm Lori. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're working on a sausage Florentine baked pasta with a Philly Marinara sauce. This is delicious and you're sure to love it, as will your guests and the rest of your family. There's a lot of little bits and pieces that I've already got ready to go, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to get it all done within the amount of time I have with you right here. First of all, we might as well start on getting our sauce going, because the more time a marinara sauce has to just sit and soak up all those spices and flavors, the better it's going to be in the end. Okay, our first step today is to start with our simple marinara sauce base. So I'm going to turn my skillet up to medium-high heat, throw in a little swoosh of oil here, and get that ready to saute up some diced onion. Now I've got my onion all prepared and ready to go. I've got about half a cup of diced onion chopped up nice and small here. We want flavor more than we want texture. Now our marinara sauce is going to be nice and simple because we're going to throw in the kapow of the Philly cream cheese to make it a creamy sauce, kind of a rosé sauce, to go on top of our sausage Florentine roll-ups, which contain another just burst of flavors. So we don't need a whole lot in our marinara sauce here. So we're going to start with the onion and get that sauteing up there. And then we're going to go with 3 cloves of fresh garlic. So once all of those are in there, maybe give it another little spin around to stir in here. Now at this point of putting your tomatoes in, you want to turn that heat way down to medium-low, or else you're going to be wearing your marinara sauce, which is not something you want to happen right when you're about to prepare a fantastic meal. Okay, after I've got all my crushed tomatoes in there, got those mixed up with my onions and garlic, starting to simmer just beautifully, I am going to put in my fresh herbs. Now I've got about 2 tablespoons of fresh oregano here and 2 tablespoons of fresh basil. So I'm going to just sprinkle those in, along with a little bit of salt and pepper, just a pinch of salt, and then some fresh ground pepper for extra flavor there too. Okay, and then I'm also going to add in this half a can, so half of the can that we used, which was a 28-ounce can, so about 14 fluid ounces of water in here to thin out that tomato just a little bit. So once you've got all of that in there, just give it a little stir, keep it on low heat, and I'll meet you back at the counter and we'll start on our sausage Florentine mixture that's going to go into our pasta roll-ups. Okay, so now we've got the marinara sauce simmering behind me, and we're going to start on our sausage Florentine filling that's going to go into our pre-cooked lasagna noodles that I've got already ready to go before we roll them up and bake them with some sauce and some yummy cheese. But we'll get there in a minute, and we'll start with our filling now. So the first thing we're going to start with is our container of herb and garlic Philadelphia cream cheese. Now, usually I'm a traditional cream cheese kind of gal. I use just the regular bricks of regular Philly or Philly Light in my recipes, and I add all my own fillings. But then it occurred to me that this is the perfect blend of herb and garlic already done for me. So why not take a little shortcut, let craft take care of the exactness of blending the flavors perfectly, and we're going to use this one today. Now we're using the light especially because there's not a whole difference in flavor, and we're also going to add some more cream cheese to our marinara sauce to make it creamy after. So with that much creamy goodness, we'll stick with the light. So I have my pack of Philadelphia container of herb and garlic cream cheese already into my mixing bowl, and I'm going to add 1 cup of ricotta cheese and mix that all together. And then I'm going to toss in some of my great ingredients here. I've got diced red pepper and orange pepper, about half a pepper of each that I'm throwing in there. Some chopped spinach, probably about 1 cup of coarsely chopped spinach, of fresh spinach there, hence the Florentine name. And then we have some finely chopped up and diced fresh mushrooms going in there, about a half to maybe 2/3 of a cup of that. So we're going to mix that all together here. Now the herb and garlic cream cheese got me thinking about my children that play piano. I have 5 out of my 10 children taking piano right now. And there's a lot of playing the same song over and over and over again, which is great. But after a little while, it gets, you want to throw in something a little bit different. Sometimes during the afternoon, I'm, bound to say, could we play something new, just for a little bit? So that is what herb and garlic cream cheese is to me, is playing something new in my recipe, throwing something different in there that everybody's going to love and enjoy. So now that I've got that all together, I'm going to take my cooked sausage meat, which I've done up ahead of time. It's just a mild Italian sausage that I've taken out of the casing, broken up into tiny little bits and pieces, and sauteed up ahead of time here. So with that all mixed in, now I have a fantastic filling that I'm going to use for my pasta. All right, we're almost done. I've got some lasagna noodles here that I have pre-cooked and just boiled them for about 10 minutes, which is almost the full cooking time recommended on the package. If you've got a different type or what have you, of whatever kind you're using, just make them so they're almost totally done, and then they'll be ready to go. Now I've rinsed them under cold water to stop the cooking and to cool them off so that I'll be able to handle them. So I've got them laid out here, and I'm just going to take spoonfuls of filling and flatten them out all the way along towards the center of the noodle. Now, because we've got such a chunky filling, it's going to be pretty heaped up, but we're going to cover it in some beautiful sauce. I gave the marinara sauce a stir while I was doing my setup break here, and it's smelling fantastic. So we are going to add some Philadelphia cream cheese to that marinara sauce using just our regular brick of Philly here. We're going to use half a brick cut into cubes into that marinara sauce and melt that up to make it our Philly marinara sauce, so that it is ready to go on top of our pasta. Now I've got the filling in there. We're going to roll these up. Now I'm just going to start at one end and just do them nice and loose so that I don't squeeze all the filling out. So I'm just rolling them on down there, and you'll notice they're nice and big. Now I find that they don't stay together if I stand them up quite the way I'd like. So I'm just going to lay it with the folded end right on the bottom there, and set the other one right beside. With these hardy little guys, 2 per person is just perfect. So now I've got them in my dish. I don't know if you can see that so well, but we've got 2 there ready to go for the sauce. Now we've got our delicious marinara sauce turned into our Philly marinara sauce simply by adding half a cup or half a brick of our light Philly cream cheese, which I just cut into little cubes, tossed into the sauce while it was on low heat, and melted it all in till it's smooth and creamy and delicious. Now I'm going to ladle some of this and those delectable herbs that we put in there and all those seasonings generously into this single serving of our sausage Florentine baked pasta. You're going to make sure that it sits in a wonderful base of the Philly marinara sauce, but at the same time you can still see some of those noodles, which makes them so beautiful. So this pasta, sitting in our bed of our perfect Philly marinara sauce, is ready to go into our preheated 375 oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Then I'm going to pop it out and throw on just a handful of our Kraft Italiano shredded cheese. This is the perfect blend of Italian cheeses to just bring out all the flavors of our pasta, and the Kraft Italiano cheese saves me the jobs of shredding it all up. Again, just a way that Kraft has helped make my kitchen life a little bit quicker and a little bit easier. So there we have it, garnished with a bit of fresh tomatoes and green onions, a little sprig of parsley. You've got a meal that's sure to please. And thanks to Philadelphia cream cheese, both the traditional and the herb and garlic, I'm sure that this is going to taste amazing.